Norris here. It is Saturday. Sorry it took me so long to get a video out. My week's fairly busy. I'm sure your guys' is too. Today I'm just going to do a video on what I bring to the gym, why I bring it, kind of the idea behind some things. I got a few things in my bag. I'll show you. I have different sets of knee sleeves, different sets of knee sleeves and wrist wraps for different purposes. So first I'm going to start. Now, I don't carry this in my gym bag, but if your gym doesn't have one, I would recommend buying one. There's smaller versions. This is a foam roller. Quite large one. You can buy, just some PVC pipe or whatever. Something to help you get some mobility. It's just myofascial release. Helps me get warmed up, helps me loosen up before squats. I'm about to go squat right now. Oh. Got a haircut too, in case you didn't notice. So that's the first thing. Most gyms do have some kind of stretching device, or I'd hope so. So that's important. Next up, I got some wrist wraps. These are the Power Wraps by Slingshot. I use those for bench and for squats. Also sometimes for deadlifts. Gymreapers. These guys have some wrist wraps. These ones are smaller, shorter, and more for some light lifting. Days I'm going heavy, I'll use Slingshot. Days I'm going light and might have some wrist pain, whatever, I'll use the Gymreapers. I also, I also carry a stick of deodorant with me because you don't want to smell like ass. No one likes it. So, stay hygienic, whatever. I carry the Slingshot around with me. This is a great bench accessory. I'll do it for some overload training, typically today, but I did not hit that today. Basically, I'll use that after my heaviest sets. Then I'll hit that heavy set and do a really overload, maybe for 10 to 12 reps. If I'm going heavier, it just depends on what the weight is. If I'm hitting like a triple without a Slingshot, I'll probably hit 5 to 8 with it. It's great overload training for your lockout, and that's one thing you guys can use. Next, I always bring some knee sleeves with me. I got Gymreaper sleeves today. Just something to keep the knees warm. These ones are I'm working with Gymreapers to get a more hardcore, whatever, type out there. Most of you guys are probably familiar with SBDs or Mark Bell's, I don't even know what he calls this thing, MB1s. Those are all great knee sleeves, great for me. If you want something lighter, right now Gymreapers has a lot of lighter knee sleeves, more for warm up, staying warm, not necessarily for the really heavy weights, but so I use them just on sets of like 12s, 15s, and even 10s. As I get up to 5s and 8s, I'll usually put my MB1s on. But I'm working with Gymreapers to get some more solid knee sleeves out there, so I can, hopefully work with them on that and get some different varieties out there for you guys. Stuff that obviously I approve of. That's kind of why I'm making this video, so you guys know what I use and maybe why I use it. So I'll use lighter sleeves for lighter squats, more reps, and I'll use heavier sleeves for heavy squats, just to keep things simple. So knee sleeves, I don't carry a belt around with me unless I'm going heavy. For squats, if I'm doing front squats, I'll stay in a flat. But if I'm going like back squats like I am today, I'll put my VS squat shoes. I don't know if you guys can see that. They're fairly cheap. They got a nice solid, I think it's like 1.5 inch heel on them. So I like the heel so I can sit back. It helps me to get a little deeper, especially with the forward lean when I'm doing low bar. But I've always liked these shoes. I've liked these squat shoes. So if you have, there's Adidas, there's Reebok, there's all kinds of squat shoes out there. They all vary in the heel height. and obviously price. So, but I would, you know, if you squat in flats, that's fine. If you're not hitting depth though and you have trouble staying on your heel, A, you need to probably work on mobility, or B, you need to work on getting yourself a pair of squat shoes, because that will help you sit back and stay on your heel. What else I got in here? I got my American flag headband. That's important. That'll increase your lifts by like 10% at least. John Hack and Jesse Norris approved. I'm not gonna put it on right now, I only have one hand. I've been trying out some KT tape on my shoulder. I don't know if it's helping. It's probably more of a mental thing for me, especially with it being the labrum, but I've been trying out. It is interesting, so we'll see what happens there. The other stuff I bring is obviously a pair of headphones. I got some Beats. Wireless is nice. If you have wired headphones, those work obviously. And then typically on my heavy days, I'll do like On Kaged midway through my workout. Just, it's got some caffeine, it's got your BCAAs, glutamine, stuff like that. So helps you stay hydrated and gives you a little stim to power through your workout. On my lighter days, I just take a pre-workout and I'm fine. So that is it, guys. That's what my gym bag looks like. There might be a gun or a knife in there too. I don't know. I typically carry, but not today actually. You never know. You want to be prepared. Just be prepared for the gym. You know, some days your squat rack's being taken, so you gotta work around it. So whatever that means for you, whatever you need to get through your workouts and get the best workout possible, obviously is what I would recommend. These are just some things that help me to stay prepared and to always kind of be ready for my workouts. The other thing I would obviously recommend for myself is just to bring a belt around with me, whether I leave it in my truck or whatever. It's good to have, especially on a day if you're like, you know, I don't want to do 8s, I want to go up to sets of 5s, you know, fairly heavy. You should probably wear a belt. And for me, you know, that might be different, but for you guys, if you've trained without a belt for a while, you'd probably be fine. If you haven't trained without a belt, give it a try. You know, it helps develop that core strength and stability. It's not bad for your back. I know you guys are like, well, you got a fucked up back. It's probably because you don't wear a belt. That's not true. My family kind of has some degenerative back issues that runs in the family, so honestly, that's part of what I have, I believe. You know, lifting heavy as I do probably doesn't help, but whatever. I enjoy it and I'm not gonna stop, right? So yeah, that's today's workout. Tomorrow or sometime throughout this week, I'm gonna go through some of my hobbies, stuff that I enjoy doing outside of lifting, just to give you guys a feel for that. So, alright guys, hope you liked the video. If you do, hit that thumbs up button, make sure to like, share, whatever, subscribe would be great, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.